Good morning, everyone. Am I audible, everyone? Please confirm. Yes, everyone, please confirm. Am I audible? Yes, everyone, please confirm. Am I audible? Sachin. Sachin. Okay. Yes, Sachin, you can unmute.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, have you completed your project?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which one?
वो जो recognition, voice recognition, and then gives the output according to user. I
It is
already
for
completed, and yeah, it is working, sir. And video recognition also completed. Face
Can you
recognition.
last project that I have taught you in the class?
Yeah, voice, face recognition.
Okay. Okay. Just show me.
I don't have right now. I don't have a laptop, sir, because I am outside of Patna, sir.
Oh. Yes, anyone? Yes, anyone? Are you having a laptop? And have you completed the last one project? So basically, last project was the attendance system based on face recognition. Yes or no, Sachin? Sachin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you tell me which library you?
First library is face recognition library, and second is
Yes.
belief.
Yes. So basically, you can use PyCharm or any ID. Okay. Then you have to use Python interpreter, and you have to install some of the libraries. That is called, OpenCV. You have to use, and then you have to use, face recognition library. Then DLib you have to install in your system, and then you have to use one more library that is called NumPy. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You should have all these libraries: NumPy, OpenCV, Python, face recognition, and the DLib. CIMAGE library also you have to install. All this library you have to install in your system. And then what was the procedure? Can you explain that, Sachin?
Yes, sir. Procedure is to first we capture the video from the source's webcam, and and match the whatever picture we are stored in a file, and match that photos with the file's photo, and then mark the attendance on
Okay.
Excel file.
So suppose you have installed all the libraries, then how you will implement, what are the procedure of for face recognition?
uh, First we use video capture, and then capture the video, and
First
after the
first you have to take a ENF folder. Yes or no?
yes sir,
You have to take
yes
ENF
sir,
folder. You have to install all the images. Yes,
yes sir,
all the images. Okay, and then
yes
you
sir.
have to install. Sorry, you have to take all the images in that folder, and you have to find them. Uh, please mute,
Okay
Sachin.
sir, it's my
Please mute. Okay, so basically you have to install uh, all these libraries. Then you have to take all the images, and you have to find the numpy values, or you have to read that images first by using imread function. Or you can also use one of the function of face recognition, that is called load image file. Yes or no? And then you can uh, find the encodings of that images. So basically you should have a directory, image directory, in which you have to store all the images for which you want to store the attendance, and then you have to find the encodings of all that images. For this you are having uh, face encoding function in face recognition, that will provide you the 128 values corresponding to each and every images, and that is the unique value of each and every faces, and that is used to compare, and that is used to match the faces in uh, this project. Then you have to create a attendance sheet, that as I discussed in the last class. For CSV file you have to create, and in that CSV file you have to store the all the details, means name, time, date, all these things you have to store. So that's why you have to open a file in read and write mode, so that you can write also and you can read also. For this you have to take image. Okay, then I told you that how to enable camera. Yes, anyone, do you know how to enable the camera using Python? For this, I told you that we have to use video capture function. We have to use video capture function of OpenCV2. That will help us to enable the camera for the project. And then using for loop or the infinite loop, we will take the frames one by one after after each millisecond, and that we will compare with the image. We will find the encodings of that frames also, and we will compare with the uh, images which is stored in the image live directory. And in this way we can use face recognition concept. Now suppose if the images are same, suppose if the images are what same, our images are matching with your database, then you want to store the time, date, name of that person. So this is the way of making the project of attendance project. Clear, everyone? So all these things I have completed in the last class. So this is now you have to implement in your system by using your laptop. If you are having any problem, please let me know. And also I have shared the code in your group. Yes, I have shared already. Yes, anyone having laptop, please confirm. at least reply everyone. Yes, everyone, please confirm. Are you having laptop? If yes, please switch on so that I can instruct you to implement the project. Yes, anyone, please raise your hand if you are having laptop. Okay. Yes. Just wait. Just wait, everyone. I am going to share you the screen so that you can see how we can implement all these things. So I hope you all have installed the PyCharm and the Python interpreter in your system. How many of you have installed PyCharm in your system? Please raise your hand. As you can see right at the right bottom corner, there is Python version. So when you will open PyCharm, you will get the version of Python or interpreter that you are using in your project. So you can have multiple, you can install multiple Python versions in your system, and you can use with your different project. It is not necessary to install only one. You can install more than one Python interpreter in your system, and according to your project you can use that.
Okay, let's see. So this is our project of attendance project. So as you can see, we have imported one, two, three, four, five libraries. The first one is NumPy, second face recognition as I told you, and the third one is CV2, and the fourth one is OS. So and last one is date and time, so that we can record the current date and time at the time of attendance. Then OS library is also used so that we can enlist all the files name of a directory. So that's why we are using OS library. CV2 is there. We will start the camera. We will resize the image. We will even change the format of the color. So that's why we have taken CV2. So this is the name of OpenCV library. OpenCV Python library is having name as CV2. And there's one more thing, face recognition. So one more important thing that you have to listen, that is called if you are having a Visual Studio in your system, if you have installed Visual Studio in your system, then you have to install desktop development with C++, then only you can use, and then you have to install CIMAGE, then you have to install DLib, and then only you can install face recognition library, then it will work. So always remember, first you have to install Visual Studio, then you have to install desktop development with C++, then you have to install CMake, and then only you can install, then you have to install DLib, and then at last you have to install face recognition, then only it will work. So all these are important libraries. Now as you can see, I am having a directory with name images. As you can see left side, we are having a directory, image directory, in which we have 6 images, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images. So this is our, you can think that it is our database. Why? Because this is the images of, suppose you are going to implement this attendance system in your organization, in your company, or in your office, then you have to store the images of, or passport size images of all the employees in this directory, then only it will work. Also you have to store the images with the name of the a person. So suppose I am taking the name of image. So as you can see, this is the Elon Musk image. So I have given the file name as Elon, so that this name can be used for the reference. So always remember, when you are going to store any image in database, just rename it with the person name. Clear? Now see, we are having image list, that is image list, empty list, class name is there, in which we will store the name of all the employee, and this is the list image in which we will store the numpy values or the images of the all employee. Now there is a function called os.listdir, where we have to give the path. Which path? Means the name of the directory where you have stored the images. So suppose we are having image folder, that is directory, and we have to enlist all these names like that. You can see alon.jpg, alon. So we have to enlist all the file name inside this directory. So for this we are using listdir function, and this will return all the name of the library functions that is inside this path, means image folder. So it will store in the my list variable, and then if you will print, you will get the list of all the libraries. Clear? All the functions in the system. Just for this, if I can show you some implementation. So let me take, I'm taking new file, Python file, and the name BCA6. Okay, as you can see, I am importing all these things. So let me show you. Just take it. So basically, we have imported all the libraries. all these libraries. As you can see, I have imported all the libraries, and the path we have taken path, that is the name of the folder where we have stored the images. This is the empty image list which will store the numpy values of the all images, and then this is the class name which will store the first name of each and every file, means the name of the person or name of the images. And this is the, as you know, as I told you, if I will print my list, you will get all the name of the file inside this directory. So let's run this code. I'm going to run. First, yes, as you can see, in my list you will have all the name of the files of image folder. As you can see, third file, fourth file, fifth file, and sixth file. So as you can see, there are 6 files. We are getting also 6 files in this my list folder. Now what we have to do, we have to find we have to read all these images. We have to read all these images. So that's why, suppose I am using for loop, and just let me use. Okay, so as you can see, list tr path, I've already printed this one. Now I am going to take one by one images or the name of this folder, and going to read these images in our variable that is called current int. And we are going, actually, whatever we will read with the help of imread function, it will be stored in the numpy array. It will be, the image will be stored in the form of numpy array. Yes, we know we are seeing this as image, but for the system or the for the OpenCV or the face recognition library, it is a numpy array variable values of corresponding image. So that's why we want to read all these images. So for this, what suppose how it will be printed. As you can see, we are having path. What is the path? Suppose I have to read this one, this first image, then how you will read? So for this you have to be find the path of that folder of, so you can see this is the path. So alone.jpg is the current, or that is the first file of this image folder. So the total path is what? Image /alone.jpg. So we have to find the whole path so that we can read the images. For this, as you can see, this will create a string, and this will create a string means what? It will store the path here. So what is path? Path is images. As you can see, images is the path, // and cl. Cl is what? The file name. So in this way, you are able to understand the complete path. So the for loop will run, and it will take the first file, and it will store the numpy value of that image in this current image. And this numpy value or the value of this image will be stored, will be appended in the empty folder, that is empty list, that is called image. Again, what we are going to do, we are going to split this name. We are going to split this name with, and we are going to take the first one, the name of the file. So we have to first split this whole file. Okay, after splitting, alone will be stored at 0 index, and the extension will be stored at 1 index. So we want to store the first name of this file. So it is stored at the 0 index. That's why I have written 0. So it will give you the first name of this file, and that will be appended to the class name. Similarly, the loop will again repeat, and it will take the second path, second image path, and it will again find the numpy value. It will be appended in the same image list, and then we will find the, again we will split this file name, and we will store the alone test in this class name. So this is the way of accessing or finding the or reading the images, and also finding the name of the files from these images. So if I will print print class name, and I am going to print, suppose, image means which image? This image means this is the folder, empty folder, where I am going to store all the images. So if I will print, you will get the result. Just let me show you. So you will get 3 results. The first one for my list, second for class name, and third one you will get the numpy values of all images that is stored in the image list. Okay, as you can see, let me show you. Okay, as you can see, so this is the result of what? My list, and this is the value. Second one is the value of class name, where we are going to store the first name of all the files. If it is having alone.jpg, so we are going to use alone test.jpg, we are going to store the alone test, and in this way we are going to store the class name, is the name of the all images or the name of the person. And this is the third one that you can see. This is the first image, second image, third image. So this is the value of each and every images in the form of numpy array. Clear? So this is how we can read images. We can access the file name also, and we can read the images. So now see next one. What we have to do? We have to find the encodings. What is encoding, everyone? Encoding is the value of, encoding is the 128 value corresponding to each and every image. So suppose, just let me use and let me comment all these things. Okay. So let's see. We are going to find the encodings. What is encodings? Basically, we all have different images, unique images. We all have unique faces. So corresponding to each and every faces, the encoding function, face encoding function, creates 128 values. This function creates 128 values, and this 128 values is the unique value for each and every images or each and every faces, so that when we are going to implement the face recognition project, this value will be used for the reference to match the images from the camera. That's why we are going to find the encoding value. So how? That's why we have used encoding function is there. So find encoding function has been created, has been defined here, where we will pass all the numpy value of all images. So we are, as you can see, in our folder, image folder, we are having 6 images, and that images values are stored in which? Image list. So if we will pass that list, this function will just give you all the encodings of each and every images. It will give you encodings of each and every images. So how it will be done? As you can see, we have taken encode list. What is encode list? It is the empty list that will store the encoding of each and every images. And as you can see, we are using loop here. What is the purpose of loop? And this in operator is there. It means it will take, image means what? It is a membership operator. So it will take the first value of image list. First value is for what? Alone JPG. It will take the first value, a numpy value of alone JPG file in IMG. It will convert the color format. As you know, by default, whatever we are reading, the color images is in BGR format. So if you are reading from OpenCV, IMRead function, if you are reading the images from face recognition load file, so all these are using BGR format, default format. So we have to convert in RGB channel. So that's why we have used cv2.cbt color function, and this will convert the format of the color and will store the same thing in the same variable, because both are same images. And now if we will pass this image or this numpy value of the first image in this face encoding function, that is the function of face recognition library, then it will give you the list of every faces. But as you know, whatever images we are going to take here will have only one face. As you can see, Elon Musk is having one face. This image is also having one face. This image is also having one face. This image is also having one face, and this image is also having one face. So always remember, whenever you are going to read the images or you are going to take the images, just take that kind of image which is having single face. Why single face? Because this face encoding function, otherwise face encoding function will give you the list of all faces. Suppose in your image you are having more than 2 faces, 3 faces, 4 faces, then this function will return the corresponding encodings of all that faces. But right now, whatever images we have taken is having only one face, so that's why that face value or that encoding will be stored at what? At 0th index. That's why I am going to take 0. How it is possible? Just do it like this. Let me show you. Okay, just now see. Suppose you are having one image. This is the suppose image, and it is having 2 faces. Suppose this face and this is the face, 2 faces. Suppose this is the faces. Clear? This is the faces. If you will, recognize, you will get that this is the face location of the first face, and this is the location of the second face. Yes or no? So if you are having the 2 faces in an image, then it will give you, then face recognition or face encoding function will give you, list of encodings. So it will store the encoding of first image at 0 index, encoding of second image at 1 index. This is the encoding of second, this is the encoding of first. But actually in our images there is only one face. So if your image is having only one face, then that face encoding will be stored at 0th index, and that's why I have taken 0. Okay, so now you are able to find the encoding of first image. Just append it in the encode list. As you can see, we are appending here. Again, loop will continue. It will take the second file value, means second image value in IMG. Again, it will change the color format, and it will again find the encodings will be stored in the encode variable, and then that value, the second value, also will be appended in the encode list, such a way that this for loop will find all the encodings of all the images and will store all the encodings in encode list variable. All the encoding values in the encode list variable. When all the images, when this function has done the encoding of all the images, then this function will return encoding list, means it will return the list of encoded value of each and every images by using this list. Why we are taking this? Because this will be used for the face matching purpose. This will be used for the face. We cannot directly match the faces or the images for face recognition. We have to first find the encodings. What is encodings? It is the 128 values of every faces. So if you are having face, so corresponding to your face, the system or the OpenCV will store 128 corresponding value. According to my face, again the system will store the 128 value. So this is called the encoding. This is called encoding, and that is the unique value. That is not the same value for each and every faces. That's why you will use, and we will also use the same things to match the images. Okay, so let me just clear all these things. Now, as you can see, now we will create a function that will mark the attendance. Now we will create a function that will mark the attendance. Just 1 minute. The function that will mark the attendance. Just let me use. Okay. Okay. So this is the function to find the encoding. Now we are going to define a function that will store the attendance detail. How? So that's why we have created a function named with mark attendance. This is the function. Now see, this function will take the name of the person. Whatever name after matching, if there is a matching, then the name will be returned there. Yes. Okay, what is 128 values? Not fellows, values. I am telling you values. What is the value? Actually, every phase. Just let me show you. Just 1 minute. So if I am going to use this thing, suppose I am going to show the value is let me show you what is 128 values. Okay, as you can see, these are the values. So this is the face, and every face is having eyebrow, eyes, mouth, nose. So this retina also. So all these things, are the features of the face. Features means the features from which you can recognize any faces. Okay, so just see. Let me show you. So these are the values, corresponding values of each and every, So this is the properties, or you can say the features of the face. So pupil right, eye right top. So these are the features. So these corresponding values. So according to this face, 128 corresponding values will be stored in the, in your list that is called the encodings. That is called the encodings. Clear? So you can simply say that the edges of your face, edges of the face, as you can see, like this. If I will show you, just see encoding of the face or face. Edges. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay, so you can just search, on the Google, and you will see the details of face recognition. Mark like X. Yes. Okay. Yes, if there is a other mark like accident mark, cutting, etc. on the face, then it, yes, this will also be stored, because this algorithm just creates the edges on your face. So this is this part, this part, this part. So each and every part is uh, is just used for the edges of the faces. So each and every eyebrow size, nose size, eye size is, these all are the features of the images. So corresponding to this all features, 128 values are stored. So if you are having cut mark, then it will be also stored in the value. Okay, so in this way it works. So just now let's stop here and we will take the attendance. Just wait everyone.